Well, hello. Well, thank you for watching this video. My name is Brian Bitton. I am a technology accelerator with Accelero. I'm going to show you how to use the Jive web phone to make and receive calls. For many years, you've been able to use soft phone technology, Skype, even NetMeeting back in the 90s to make calls. The technology has gotten so much better with the protocols, the codecs, and obviously the bandwidth is much better, so the call quality is really good. And with the Jive technology, you can have an extension that works on a desk phone, a smartphone, as well as the web application, which I'm going to show you now. For this to work, you have to use the Google Chrome browser. And so I'm in Google Chrome, and I'm going to go to myjive.com, and we create a login associated with each device that's on the PBX, and we've created one for this demo account we're going to show you. And I'm going to log in to the demo account with my username and password, and now we're logged into the Jive web dashboard. It's got our time, which is in Central Standard Time. We can adjust that in the PBX depending on your time zone. We do have a nice friendly message, good afternoon. On the left, we've got activity, which shows us our calls, text messages, and voicemail. If I click voicemail, it's going to try and see if we have any voicemails. If we do have any voicemails, they will appear on the screen. Messages show us our text messages, and then calls shows us a list of calls that we've made or received, just like you would have on your smartphone. Over here is the recent calls that we've made, and then we have favorites, just like a web browser. You can actually favorite calls. And then contacts, I can search for contacts that I have set up. So that is activities, favorites, and contacts. Now let's take a look. How do we make a phone call? Well, I make a phone call by clicking on the phone button. And I'm going to have the keypad, and then from there I can search for contacts, or I can type in the number from my keypad. Okay, that's right there. Over here I can see my recent activity that I have. If I have any active calls, they would appear here. And then I have a menu that I can change the language. We're not global yet, so we're going to keep this in English. But we do have Spanish and Portuguese that we can select from as to change the language. Feedback, if I want to put any feedback about the application, I can give them feedback here to improve it. Also, I have settings where I can change the ringtone just like I would on a desk phone or a smartphone. I can change also the text messaging tone. I can change that. Next thing is input and output. For the purpose of this video, I'm not recording the audio on a Yeti USB microphone. And then when I make and receive these calls, I'm going to do it using the built-in microphone and speakers in my MacBook Air. The Apple quality for Macs or for the microphones are pretty good. There are better ones out there that are dedicated. I probably would steer you towards a dedicated microphone. There are on some of the newer webcams, like a Logitech HD series, that have pretty good quality microphones that might be good enough. You'll have to test, but I would recommend going with a dedicated microphone when you're making calls. Over here in devices, it shows the devices that are connected. I can have the mobile app running with its extension 1007, the web app, the desk phone, and I would receive calls at each location. Over here, if I click on Do Not Disturb, it will send calls to voicemail. And if I do that on this web, any of my other devices that are connected, the calls will also route to voicemail. It's done. It's all done through the switch. So if I have a desk phone that's extension 1007, or I'm logged in the mobile app on my smartphone, if I do not disturb from any device, the call is going to go to voicemail. If I log out, I can't receive any more calls because I'm no longer signed into the application, so you have to stay signed into the application for the web app to work. Now let's go back to make a call. So we're going to make a test call, and I'm going to call a good friend of mine, Mr. Brian Batterton.
This is Brian.
Brian, this is Brian Bitt with Accelero. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. What can I do for you, my man?
Well, you're live on a recorded call that we're publishing out on the internet.
Oh, awesome.
I am showing everyone how that they can use the Jive web application through the Google Chrome browser to make and receive calls. Now, do you care if I add somebody else to this call?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Brian on hold, and I have that from these buttons over here. I can do mute if I don't want them to hear what I'm talking about. I can transfer this call to another phone if I wanted to transfer it. But I'm going to, for this case, I'm going to add a call. We're going to add in another friend of mine. Which I don't have in my contact list yet, so I have to actually put the number in manually. And we've got the number there, and let's call him. So we're going to conference in another person on this call.
Hello?
Yes. Is this Mr. Washburn?
Yes.
Mr. Washburn, Brian Bitt, and I'd like to join you to a call with Mr. Batterton. Is that okay with you?
That is okay with me.
All right, so I'm going to merge the call. I just merged the call together. Mr. Batterton, you there?
Yes, sir, I am here.
Mr. Washburn, you there?
I am here.
Great. Now, I forgot to ask you, Mr. Washburn, is it okay if I record you on this live call I'm recording that's going to be published on the internet?
Yes.
Awesome. Stand by. Now, I'm muting them right now so they can't hear me talk. I'm actually recording this from my Yeti microphone, and the audio that you're hearing is from my MacBook Air. So the built-in microphone, I'm communicating through the built-in microphone, and you're hearing the output from the MacBook Air. I'm doing this over my wireless home network that's connected to an AT&T UVerse connection. Now, the quality of this is going to depend on your internet reliability, the bandwidth, and the hardware that you use, namely for the microphone for that voice quality. So keep that in mind as you leverage this technology. Okay, guys, I'm back. How you doing?
Doing well. I'm doing great.
Well, thank you. Well, I think we've got this video nailed this time. It only took me about 5 times, but we've got it done this time. So thank you for your participation, and have a great day.
Thanks, Brian. All right. Thank you.
So we've showed you how that we can make calls, add people to a call, conference them in, transfer calls, put them on mute, and hold. Now we're going to show you what happens when you receive a call. So I'm going to call myself or my extension that I'm logged into. And you notice when I accepted, you heard that screeching noise in the background. That's because I'm too close to the microphone with my cell phone. We're going to do it again. And if I decline it,
1007 is unavailable.
It's going to go to voicemail. And you'll see in my activities, you'll see that the calls that have come in, and I can call those back. So I've showed you how you can make and receive calls from the Jive web app. If you want information about the product, about our company, Accelero, feel free to call us 501-244-3777, 501-244-3777.